J Melody Production, brought to you by J Melody Studios.
What is up, guys? We're back again. And this
Once
time,
again
it is
on
gonna be
the
better
move.
than ever. Hopefully. I hate
How's
my
it-
mama just got home too.
How's it going, Demise?
Hey, welcome back, Luke. It's going good, man. You know, it's gonna be a good show today. We're gonna talk about one of my favorite topics in the entire gaming industry. And no, it is not first-person shooter games. No, it is not arcade anything. No, it isn't even fucking extraction shooters. No. It is the all-time glorious real-time strategy games. Like, where
Oh,
boys became men. Let us be real here. Like, that is
My heart is twice as big from hearing that. Oh my god, I
I
love
know.
RTSs.
It's like let me tell you, the audience right now, just like
Yes, louder, applause.
they're just clapping because this is a good time to bring up an all-time great fucking just category in gaming altogether. I mean, it's so overlooked because it's not as big, or it's just not as flashy as everything else. But man, it is one of the most unique style of gaming you'll ever have in your life. Yeah, come in.
Yeah, so we're talking straight up Command and Conquer, man, StarCraft, and how that kind of like rolls into today's gaming scene. I think that's kind of where we are. Um, I have plenty of memories of playing Command and Conquer.
Do you?
Oh yeah,
You
for
should tell me
sure.
about them.
Oh, for sure. Um, man, when I was a kid, man, my friend kind of like owned a shop, and we'd all had to like run in there and like take the same game, but you take the code and whatnot. And you just, or not even the code. This is before the codes actually. And you would go in, and we didn't have computers at the time, but this like shop they owned had like a bunch of computers, and we just we went in after hours, man. Downloaded Command and Conquer. I think Command and Conquer General Zero, and we would throw it in there, man. And dude, right after school, we would be like just straight up playing it. Like we'd play for hours and hours and hours. And that game, by the way, is one of the most racist games you've ever seen. But it is fun. It is a glorious game. The idea that you could like duck between like buildings and blow buildings up at the time, and like put your little troops on movement. And the Chinese people was you could like build army soldiers. And
Are you
I don't know,
talking
just
about
crazy.
like? Are you talking about like the early Command and Conquer games when like?
Mm.
Do you remember when? Oh, what was it? It was no. It was either Advance War or Total War. It was on the Game Boy though.
Dude, Advance Wars.
Yeah. It
Dude, I
was
love that.
Advance
I
Wars.
love that. That was a great
That
game.
game was hella. That game was hella fun. I remember playing that when I was like, oh hell, let's see when the Game Boy Advance come out. What, like middle school,
Mm-hmm.
elementary school? Still, I think I was still in elementary school. Yeah, I think I was still in like the fourth or fifth grade when it came out. Maybe third grade. Maybe even like third grade when it came out.
I think
And
I
I
got
remember,
a Game Boy just specifically for that game. I
yeah,
remember
because you
that.
had to, because you literally you had to have the Game Boy Advance to play Advance Wars. You
Mm-hmm.
had to. If you didn't, you could not play it because the Game Boy Color and the classic Game Boy would not suffice it.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that was a great game. Oh man, it just
Toaster.
the storylines of Command and Conquer and StarCraft. Oh snap! Someone got their food in. Let's get it.
Right? No, like Command and
Mm.
Conquer, StarCraft. Dude, StarCraft. You want to talk about StarCraft? They were talking about doing StarCraft 3. That's gonna be pretty nice.
Are they
If
doing
StarCraft
StarCraft 3? Is it like is it confirmed?
It's not confirmed. It keeps getting thrown up inside the air, just
Mhm.
like always. It's one of those things that'll always get thrown up in the air. It's aggravating as hell because we don't want it to be. But
Do you think the reason why RTSs took like a big hit is because like they couldn't figure out how to monetize it properly?
no, I think RTSs took a big hit because today's gaming industry just kind of sucks shit at their jobs. And today's society, literally, they're like their capacity to think is okay. How can I post a TikTok and then that's it?
Well, yeah, that makes sense because
That's what really killed RTSs because you gotta remember, man, like real time stratagem games, it was real time. So like it counted it counted down in increments. So like if you weren't paying attention, if you weren't constantly thinking about your next move,
it was over.
I mean, you were gonna lose. It was literally chess. You were playing chess in a different setting. That's what RTSs really were. You want to talk about like the first RTS? It's chess. I mean,
well, strategy
let's be
game.
real.
Strategy
Oh,
game.
real time strategy.
I guess technically it would be.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I guess
chess.
technically it'd be real time.
It is real time. I mean, it's chess, brother. Like that's the first real time stratagem game.
I guess you're right.
Like,
You're right. And they had the fucking clock, bro. If you do competitive chess,
yeah,
click the
like
clock.
real shit.
You got 3 minutes to play this fucking game. I was like, what?
That's what I'm saying.
Ugh.
That's like exactly what I'm saying. It's just like, brother, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But no,
I was hyper competitive at Command and Conquer Kane's Wrath, Command and Conquer 3.
yeah.
I was like ranked like top 50 in the world for a while, actually. I have a question for you. Here's a real question, man. Okay. First off, what is the longest multiplayer game you've ever played, like RTS game, like online against somebody? What's the longest game you've ever had?
2 years.
No. I mean like one game. Like I'm talking like
one game.
What the fuck game was this?
It was a game of Anno. It was Anno 1900. It took us 2 years because all of us we started moving.
Oh.
But technically speaking, with how you worded that question, that is the longest continuous game of any RTS that is taken.
Okay, without logging off and like taking a break. Okay, we're talking like continuous.
I've never done that. I've never been able to fully do that. It's almost impossible if you have the right people playing. It's going to take you a few days to finish. Like realistically, like an RTS game should take you anywhere from like with like a good systematic party and you're not like forming alliances, or hell, even if you are forming alliances, it should still take you like 2 to 3 days. I mean, a week max to finish a game.
No, I mean, yeah, if you're playing Stellaris or something of that nature, of course.
I mean, Stellaris, Anno, I mean, StarCraft, Age of Empires. I mean, if you, like I said, it all depends on the kind of party you have that you're playing with. I mean, like, I could play Anno with almost anybody, and I guarantee you I'll fucking beat them within like two days. But that's just because I know how the game's played. For example, like Stellaris, I'm not too versed yet inside Stellaris. I'm still pretty new to Stellaris, so I don't know exactly how it works. So, like, for example, like my buddy Minnie could probably wreck me in Stellaris extremely quickly. I guarantee it. Like, I almost can guarantee he could. He plays that game religiously. Like, he knows that game.
Well, yeah, know the ins and outs of Stellaris.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, RTSs really do depend on time frame. It depends on what kind of RTS you're playing as well. Because, like, there's different levels to RTSs.
Yeah, for sure. There's like grand strategy RTSs and there's battlefield RTSs.
Exactly. And then, I mean, hell, there's first person RTS.
Oh, I saw that shit. I've been seeing that. There's this. Are you talking about the one game where like you're like a soldier, but you could build like it's kind of like turrets and shit, and you got to fight off like another crew or some shit. I don't know what the
Oh,
hell
I
it
need
is.
the sheet. It's in my car. I got it all the way up there, and I didn't have.
Yeah, get that, get that car. No, no, no. But yeah, man. Seeing Command and Conquer go from where it is in the past, where it had a thriving community, to like where it is now is like sad day. And they need to rebuild that. We need Command and Conquer 5. Get rid of 4. Just delete 4, man. This doesn't even count. But yeah, I used to play that and kind of, you know, lived on that. I was top 50 in the world on that and that some aspects. But I remember playing a couple of games of Command and Conquer where um man, I had a 40-hour match. It was me. I was ranking like 50, and this other guy was like ranked like 25th. And the whole game was just straight up like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it just the game lasted forever, and it was nuts. It was crazy. It's crazy how you could be in a game like for 48 hours straight just because you're playing a ranked game and you're top 50 player in the world. It just continues, but you know that kind of like brings me down to that kid who died for playing StarCraft in
Oh,
Korea.
you talk about the original StarCraft, right?
Yeah, that kid from
Yeah,
Korea,
yeah.
man. Like
I
he's like,
remember that. I
yeah,
remember hearing about that.
yeah, he's fucking just passed out and like died in a fucking gaming cafe. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, some of these people, dude. Some of these RTS players take that shit seriously, dude.
Oh yeah,
Like,
the fucking 100 and then like or 200 or 300 actions per second or per fucking minute. That shit's crazy when you're grandmaster level for StarCraft. That's insane.
yeah, yeah, being able to literally being able to develop an entire civilization in like 2 minutes inside your game time.
Yep.
That's insane. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I don't think people realize how fast you actually have to be reading and thinking to do that.
Yeah, because you're
Like,
thinking like 30, 40, 50 moves ahead of your opponent. Like you're just like counter, 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 counter.
at that point, you're thinking at a grandmaster
Hmm.
level chess player at that point in time,
Hmm.
because that's at by the second move, most grandmaster chess players already have the game won inside their head.
Yep.
Now it's just falling everything else into place, which
The
in most RTSs, that's kind of what you have to do. You have to envision the end goal and make everything fall into place according to it. That is the only way it's ever going to succeed correctly if you are in those like combat style RTSs.
Yep. And it's always that weird. There's always that weird fucker, man, that does something like completely like unhinged. Like
Oh
you play,
yeah,
yeah, the competitive stuff.
yeah,
Um, I was watching I was watching this thing on YouTube on Age of Empire, right?
yeah.
And there's this guy. His strategy is he just builds massive walls.
Interesting.
That's
Okay.
all he does. He just builds massive walls like over and over and over again. And he just walls people out. Like he just builds like the half the map as walls. And I'm like, whoa, that's a crazy strat. Has tons of workers building shit. I'm like, damn, that's nuts. I know when we played generals back in the day. Okay, I don't know what I could talk about on here. Uh, well, oh, how do I say this here? I don't want to get banned. I guess. Um,
Yeah. Okay.
hmm.
Us get banned.
Yeah, I know, I
Yeah.
know.
Okay, buddy.
Uh,
Get
but
the
okay,
fuck out of here with that
okay. Well, they
nonsense.
would.
Us
Okay,
get
you could be.
banned.
If anybody remembers that, you could be the. Basically, you could be the Taliban in Command and Conquer Generals. And I was playing a game once with my cousin, and this is kind of we were new to the game, and all of a sudden I see these parade of cars going through the city, and I'm like, oh, that's cool because I had sniper scouts in a couple buildings here and there. Just watching these like cars just like roll around, and they're acting really weird, and there's no like targeting icon. I was like, I can't target. It's like, okay, well, this is kind of weird. Then all of a
Mhm.
sudden they all head to the front line of my base, and all of a sudden they start slamming into all my base defenses and blowing up. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? What's going on? And my cousin just did like a human barrage attack on my entire military defenses. And it was one of the
Jesus.
funniest fucking scenes I've ever played in any game. and it was just I don't know, like stuff like that, man. Like,
And you
uh,
want to know something crazy though?
yeah,
So like, I want to talk about, you know, let's talk about a game that doesn't get enough respect for what it actually brought to the genre.
hmm
But we're gonna talk about Dune 2, man. Because like Dune 2 was a like genre defining fucking game for RTSs, like realistically.
it was made by Westwood, right? Westwood
If I'm not
Studios.
mistaken, it was, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
which
like without Dune 2, like Dune 2 being made, like games like StarCraft, Age of Empires, Command and Conquer, like games like that we would have never been able to have. Because like that was one of the games that inspired a lot of these people to make games like this.
yeah,
So like let's give credit to where credit's due. What Dune 2 really did like define the pathway for the RTS barrier of like what you could do and what you couldn't do realistically.
yeah. Well,
I mean, and you gotta think that came out in like 92. Like it came out in the early 90s. The first RTS came out in the 80s. I mean, it came out in 82 with Utopia. I mean,
oh
which
yeah,
a lot of people probably don't even remember that game either, but Utopia is an old game, dude. That's an old school game right there.
I've never played Utopia. What was it like?
You know, I've only played like 5 minutes of it, but the closest thing that I can tell you that it's like early civilization,
Okay,
like super early Civ. Like if I had to guess where Civ got their inspiration for it would probably have to be, uh, it'd
Utopia.
probably have to be fucking Utopia. If I had to guess, if I was a guessing man. I don't like to be a guessing man.
Oh
Sometimes it
man,
gets me.
that is some old school shit.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like people don't actually realize, but like some of these games, some of this shit, it's old. Like it's old school.
Dude, I like it.
Super
I
old
like it.
school.
You know what? I kind of like that vibe, man. I like the old school vibe that's going on right now. I feel like it's and I would talk to a lot of like org owners and stuff like that, and there's a consensus, man. It's something that me and you were talked about like last year on the podcast quite a bit. It's funny because like some of the trends that we talked about last year are totally coming true this year. I was like, shit, we could go back and like, hey, man, we talked about this a year before it fucking happened.
Well, I
Um,
mean, I hate to say this because it's gonna sound arbitrary as fuck,
mhm.
but
Yeah, it's breathe it in, breathe it in, Demise,
yeah.
breathe it in, brother.
But like the gaming scene is pretty much has been in a loop since the early 90s. Let's be real.
hmm
We can argue tit for tat as long as we want, but there really hasn't been a new game genre to come out since the early 80s that has really redefined how gaming is, if that makes sense. Like when the RTSs were introduced, I feel like they really did change the game because they finally took that whole concept of, oh, you don't need a whole lot of brain power to play games, to, oh, you actually need to be thinking about like real time objectives of now what is going to happen in this game. See what I'm saying?
Well, the processing power, like it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. It's a whole different way of thinking. You take a person plays first person shooters versus and this is kind of funny. I'm gonna say something that's kind of very interesting. I
Mm-hmm.
noticed it, right. Um, a lot of like the community leaders and the org owners, man, they play those hyper RTSs and play a lot of those like strategy games. Like it's very strategic thinking, and
Well, I mean,
I find that was a
it should
very interesting observation. Because like go on
see
my
like
oh, go.
we'll see because like the thing with them is what I believe that they do. Oh shit, Cabana's popping right now.
Let's-
crazy.
Well,
But the point of what an RTS, in my opinion, was to introduce the intellectual side of gaming,
mm-hmm.
because that's what it is. Like, if there was ever a genre of gaming to where you really need to use your intellect to really like hone in on your craft, develop a strategy of attack. Like, I mean, I could probably name 15 real-time stratagem games that have, actually no, I can name 5 real-time stratagem games right now that have cornered the market at some point inside the last 20 years. You have Spore. Everyone forgets about Spore. You have Anno, Civilization, Command and Conquer. 5 right off the bat, that if you were to take any 5 of those games, it would take you a full 2 to it would well, Command and Conquer you could probably do in like 17 hours, realistically. A
Talk about
game of
OG
Hearts and
Command,
Iron
OG
you
Command
could
and
probably
Conquer.
do in like 23 and a half hours, depending on how you're playing. It all depends on how you play.
You want to know one of the craziest scenes that I remember from gaming? This is the game that got me. This is the game that got me. Okay, it was my birthday present, right? And Command and Conquer came out around my birthday time on the
Okay.
PlayStation One. Right? I
Okay.
remember playing it. And I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. This is so fucking cool, bro. Like you're playing with like little army men and shit like that. You're building bases up, and I was just like, then all of a sudden there were the cutscenes, right? Kane
Yeah.
would come out there, cutscenes, and Seth. If anybody knows where I'm going with this one, so Seth is like this guy. He's one of Kane's like right hand men, and Seth is this trying to command you to do something else. He's like, you got to do this mission, blah 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 blah. Then all of a sudden,
Mhm.
dude, I see a gun pointed to Seth's head, and boom, fucking Kane takes him out in front of you. And as a kid, you're just like, holy shit. And then Kane fucking throws him off to the side, and Kane sits down in his chair, and he's like, power changes quickly in the Brotherhood. And I'm like, holy fuck, man. That was a gangster ass scene. And like
Right.
I was hooked. I was hooked. I was done. I was like,
It
man,
was
I
all
am now. That is like a defining moment in my gaming history, like that I'll always remember.
hell yeah. That's
That's a
awesome though.
it's a great
Like,
scene.
it is a great scene. Like, honestly, it's a really good scene. And like one of the other things that I this is a game that I like to think is a real time strategy game that would be like a more modern real
Hmm.
time strategy game, but in a sense, Helldivers is a real time stratagem game because it actually like if anyone who does know about Helldivers, to some extent there is an RTS function to it because Joel, the developer of the game, is always fucking like making new missions and shit. Like, he's actually doing it all the time. Like, he actually does program what happens in the game to get done.
Well, your mission impacts the overall galactic map, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like, I also like how each difficulty, depending on the difficulty, will depend on how much impact you also get. So to a sense, there's also a not just real time stratagem aspect, but there's also like a real time efficiency aspect as well.
Do you know
Because the
about?
higher
Okay.
difficulties you do, the more efficiently you will liberate the planet or defend the planet, whatever it is you're trying to do. See what I'm saying?
Did you
So
know that
like,
like the Helldiver guys were like trying to give like have 343 do that same thing with Helldivers with Halo? Like I don't know if
I
you knew
do.
that.
I know it's crazy. Could you imagine if they would have partnered up? That would have been a pretty interesting collab, like real shit.
Dude, that would have
Like,
been amazing. Imagine fighting instead of like fighting the other things, you've been fighting the Covenant type thing.
imagine fighting both.
Yeah.
Imagine them teaming up together, fighting
Jesus.
both. Dude, that would actually be pretty interesting. Like,
That
real shit.
That
The
would have been
Covenant
awesome,
with
bro.
like the fucking Illuminate or something. That would be
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Like I would honestly, I think that would be fun to fight. As both a Halo fan and a fan of Helldivers, that would be a fun fight. Like that would be hella fun to try to do like a high castle with those two.
Yeah.
Because you'd have, like warthogs coming at you, but at the same time, like these like illuminate, like crazy walkers and shit, like coming at you. It's just like, dude. Or I guess it wouldn't be warthogs, it'd be like phantoms and like wraiths and oh god, what was their tanks called?
The Scorpion.
Scorpions and like shit like that. Exactly. Like, could you imagine? Like that would be terrifying. I would probably shit my pants.
Well,
I'm
that's really
that's
where Halo went wrong, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Halo went wrong
I
with
mean, it's the same thing with like how Pokemon went fucking wrong too. Pokemon had a chance to get into the RTS scene like in a good way if they would have teamed up with Power World. They could have had something really good there. That would have been an interesting collab. Like,
dude. There's
honestly.
a crazy RTS game, Pokemon game that's only in China right now. I forgot what it's called, but it's
I don't
basically like
know.
a card game, and you get a team of 6, and like you
Mhm.
have like the Pokemon like fight each other, and you gotta like try to combo it up and like level up your character. It's kind of cool. It's really cool. I was watching it, and I was like, my friend showed me it. I think it
Really?
was like, yeah, she showed me about like a couple weeks ago, and I was like watching it. I was like, oh, this is pretty fucking fun, man. And they're not gonna release it here in the States yet, from what I heard. I could be wrong, but like they're definitely testing it in China right now, and I'm like, it was really cool. It's like at each round you have to like spend your energy and your cards and whatnot, and you gotta like strategically spend shit, and then
That's
you
pretty.
fight. Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
Hold up, 1 second. I'm gonna do something. Hold up, 1 second.
Here, I'll try to pull it up.
Hello there, Pedal. Hey, it's going good. I'm in the middle of a podcast, but I deemed you special enough to talk to you while in the middle of a podcast. So I want to get your opinion on something because you're probably one of the few people who would know. Would you consider Magic a real time stratagem game?
Oh,
Yes. Okay. There we go. Okay. So real time stratagem, Magic. I 100% agree with that answer too because it 100% is a real time stratagem game. Like.
all right. So I want to bring this game up. It's called, what is it called? It's called Pokemon Tactics or Pokemon
Mhm.
Auto Test, I guess. That was a very interesting game. That looks like a very interesting game. I think
Right.
hold on 1 second. I'm getting all right.
No, you're 100% correct. 1 second, Nuka. Hold up. She's cooking. Let her cook real fast. Let her cook.
I can't even hear her.
Hold up.
Get her in here.
Actually, she does. She should get in here.
Pedal,
Hold up.
get in. Tell Pedal get in here.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I got you, Pedal. I got
Inside look at the Ego Discord.
you. Hey, my bad, dude.
Go to the bar, bro. Go to the bar. The cabana, the bar. Let's go, bro.
Yeah, hold up.
Shit.
Right. I gotta remember how to invite people. There it is.
Special
Get 'em
guest
in,
Pedal.
boys. Special guest alert. The fucking host is a little.
Let's fucking go, bro. Let's fucking go. We've been cooking.
Man.
Eagle's been cooking some shit up, bro. Been cooking some shit up.
Man.
New website coming in. New affiliate sponsorship program getting built. New clothing line. New video game in development. That's slowly coming along too.
Nice.
Mozzie's and we'll give you updates on that. But let's get back to the RTS. Let's try to bring Pedal in. But
We're bringing Petal in right now. No, it's good because she's one of the few people that can talk about like Magic
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
me and understand what I'm talking about because she plays Magic.
She does.
Which thanks to you, Pedal. Now I have to spend like $700 to build my deck. Thank you, by the way.
Don't
So I have
worry.
to build my God deck again. So there was this one deck that I had built. It got me banned from 5 different card shops. And I'll tell you exactly why. I'll tell you exactly what I had built too. I had built a Bloodrid Knight deck. Okay. Whoa.
I'm gonna mute myself in the Discord here.
Nah, you're good. You're good.
We gotta get her all set up. Get her all set
All
up.
right, y'all can hear me,
Dude.
right?
I
We
can.
can
Hold
hear
up.
you.
That's pretty
Pedal.
cool.
What do you want your title to be?
You know what it should be.
I got you.
EGO line that.
There you go.
That bitch.
Thanks.
There you
Mhm.
go.
How's the day going, Pedal?
The name speaks for itself today.
Oh.
I will say that. I laid the law down with my operations team and they can fucking deal with it.
Hold on. How do you get a picture on your thing?
I don't have a picture on my thing.
Yours is different than ours. I've been trying to figure out how to do that forever, man.
I
No, that's
I
just
have
her
OBS. Yeah.
So like
No.
I could do that too. Watch with it.
I used to stream a long time ago and I have the materials to do it. I just don't have the setup for it.
Hold on.
But you
So you're
should get the
saying that
setup.
I can put OBS because I have OBS too, and have like my logo or something going around or whatever on here.
So what I would recommend doing
Mhm.
is you can get an Elgato keypad. You could get like a 6-key keypad. You could get a 15-key keypad. And what you can actually do is you can have those keys bound to specific actions. So let's
Mhm.
just say if you wanted to start a stream, you could press a button and it will send out alerts to your Discord, to your Twitter. It would like automatically fill out things. So that way it alerts people like, hey, you're about to stream. You press another one
Pedal,
and launches the
stop
stream.
giving out my secrets.
It's pretty fun. It is pretty
What the
fun.
fuck?
It's
What the fuck?
it's pretty
All
fun
right,
to
I'm
do.
taking notes.
Listen,
Hold on.
listen. I've done it. I've done it all.
I've done it all too.
I've
Stop
done
giving
it
out the
all.
secrets.
I like it's been a minute, but you can do it.
No, you really can. So check this out. I do have blog discussions now inside the Discord for things that I will be talking about on the podcast. If you ever have anything that you want to talk about, put it in the blog discussion. It'll get talked about.
Gotcha.
Nice.
I got you. It's
Gotcha.
going to be good because that's not what I'm going to use. Because, like, for example, like, I love this. So I posted a blog about Stellaris.
Uh-huh.
I posted one inside the Discord. I made it open. And my buddy River, good guy, great guy. He
Mhm.
always has such good input on fucking everything. Like, it's not even fair. Like, if I wanted input on what the fuck Helldivers ended up doing like 2 minutes ago, he has the information. Like, dude's a walking encyclopedia for video games. I wish he would come on the podcast. It would be phenomenal.
So now my question, the question that you asked me like a couple minutes ago, did that actually get recorded for the podcast or not?
I'm
Everything's
not
getting-
sure. So let's
Oh.
ask it again.
What's the
Okay.
Would you
question?
consider Magic an RTS stratagem game?
I do.
You do.
I do.
You do. Let's elaborate on this then.
Like I just stated, every game that you play is completely different. You're not going to get the same cards in your starting hand, especially after you mulligan.
Mhm.
Like for an example, and this actually happened to me this Saturday. I sent you my deck with Anik Fea, right? Like my
Correct.
my favorite commander, absolutely love her.
Yeah.
I ended up finding a way to actually self mill myself, so that way I can I could literally. So check this out. If I were to play the cards right, I
Mhm.
have Mending a Dominaria on the field. It's about
Okay.
to go off on my next turn, meaning all my stuff will come back from the graveyard and I
Yeah.
can reshuffle my shit, right?
Okay.
So all lands in the graveyard come back onto the field. If you have Redress Fate in your hand, you can cast that, bring all of your enchantments, including your enchantment creatures, legendary enchantments, whatever it is, legendary artifact enchantments, onto the battlefield. And so I have a way to basically take my deck, pitch it in the graveyard, and then bring it back. And I added those cards into it. It was Basalt Ozolith and this other artifact you like. Anytime when you untap an artifact or a permanent, or whenever permanents untap, you mill a card.
Okay.
So you can tap Basalt Ozolith, get the 3 mana, and then use that 3 mana to untap it, and it just goes back and forth, and you can mill yourself down. But the problem is I added those cards to my deck, and I
Okay.
played that game. I played the same deck 4 different games, and I was not able to get the combo to go off.
Oh, see, I have a few
So
decks myself that are like that too.
so it's
But I'm gonna let you
very
finish.
it's very hard, and it's very particular unless you have a way to do it using other cards and you actually have a way around it. Um that's just me and my take on it. Like it's very strategic. There's been games where I did phenomenal before I even upgraded it more, and there was games where it was like, oh well, I might as well scoop because I can't get any fucking mana or I can't get any of my fucking creatures. So it's like, every game is different. Every game is strategic.
Can I
Um,
give you a little pointer of advice from a veteran?
yeah.
Okay. With
Well,
that
yeah, the
deck
thing
you
about
have,
Magic, dude, you got to think of like the
with,
counter, the stack.
yeah, you do
Yes.
have to think about the counter stack. But hold up, Nuka, one sec.
Hmm.
One sec.
Because you
Now,
have my deck list.
I do exactly. That's the whole reason I told Nuka 1 second. Let me cook. Now, with that deck you have, you could do an instance of where you have creatures that are also tappable as mana as well, and it would still work with your deck. That
Yeah.
way, you don't run into that problem anymore. That way, when you're playing, so let's say you have like a creature that costs 1 mana. Cool, you play it down, but that creature is also could be tapped as mana. Now you have 2 mana already on the field. Now you place down, let's say you get another mana of whatever color. Now you have 3 mana, and then like another creature. Now that's 4 mana. See, like that way. Normally, I'll build decks out to where my lower creatures act as mana, and my higher creatures will act as like the DPS
Yeah,
and
like mana
defense.
dorks.
Exactly.
The issue is though is I will say this. I'm pretty sure you know about this since you are a veteran of Magic. There's a lot of controversy when it comes to people proxying their cards as well as people trying to purchase the real cards. You know what I mean?
There is a big there is
Um
a big dilemma with that.
so
I'm on
like
the
f-
fence about it
so like
myself.
for me, I'm a new player. I want to be able to, like, I'm still learning the game. I want to be able to have fun, right?
Hmm.
Like with the price of the basic commander sets in general, they're relatively expensive. And then if you want to get the
Yeah.
cards to upgrade it, you're paying more for it. Um and it's just too much. So like what I've been doing is, like, since I'm still learning the game, like I'm actually printing out the cards at home. And I'm using them to kind of play test different decks to see, like, I know what works best for me and what I can understand. So like
Hmm.
my Anakthea deck, I don't want to have any proxies in it. Like I want it to be completely legitimate because like
Hmm.
I put it all together myself, and I feel kind of proud of it, even though it's not the best, but like I feel proud of it. But it kind of sucks when, you're new and you're trying to get into something, and like think of it like this, my $75 mono green deck that I just put together, if I were to purchase those cards on like TCG or um
Looking at
Card
a two
Kingdom.
hundred dollar, $300 deck
Yeah,
at
and it's
least.
and it's because of, yeah, the cards are cheap, but then you're also paying for taxes and shipping fees and all this other stuff on top of it, or they may not have the card on stock. So then it's like you're not really getting either the full thing or you're overpaying for it. So me, like, I'm okay if someone like someone wants to be able to play it, they shouldn't be judged if they proxy the cards. There are some exceptions though.
Well,
Okay,
tournaments.
No
so
power nine. No power
So
nine
like
allowed.
my whole thing with proxies, I don't care if you use proxies in like house rules, playground rules. I do
Mhm.
not believe in using proxies in tournament play.
Yep.
I want to see
Yep.
silly stuff happen like at home, like in a casual sense. But if it's like,
Exactly.
but if it's like at a tournament level, yeah, you should probably have the legitimate cards.
Yeah, and
You
that's
know,
like that's where I draw my line. Like I don't care if you're using them, we're playing a casual game, whatever. I don't care. Play what you want. But the second you and I start playing for money, you put the proxies away, you break out the real cards.
Hmm.
Because I'm going to break out the real cards myself. And we're going to play real cards because it's going to be a real tournament deck. And I believe that a tournament inquires anytime there is money or monetary value at stake.
right?
Whether it's a card being traded, you do not trade proxy cards if you're playing for cards.
No.
Proxy cards are not tradable. That is a big no-no in my eyes.
You don't know. You don't know. I have a story about proxies, man.
Like
Ugh.
that is where I draw the line. I don't really care about if you want to use proxies as like like home games and everything like that. But just the minute it goes into a tournament or like card for card trade style like matches, it should be the real card.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a proxy.
Like me and my group, we play with proxies because we all are struggling and it's hard to actually purchase some of these cards. And so like we do what we got to do to be able to just to enjoy our time with each other. And
Exactly.
and honestly, I've had a lot of fun just like even simply like buying the sleeves and using regular cards that are not worth anything just to, at least have some support in them because it's just paper.
No,
But,
exactly.
you know, it's nice. It's a nice feeling just to be able to just sit down and be able to play a game, that can go in any way, shape, or form. And I've seen some crazy shit happen already.
Oh man, I've seen some crazy house rule games with some proxy cards. Like there was this one game I was playing. It was with my buddy Chandler. No, it was with my uncle Cecil. Actually, never mind. I'm pretty sure he had a proxy of what was it? It was of the giant earth beast creature from Final Fantasy VI. It's the first boss you fight. It was like a 9/9 forest. It was ridiculous. It had trample, rampage, and menace, and there was a menace.
I'm trying to think of what card that was. I know what you're talking about.
I mean,
Was it like a
you
giant
could
tree?
only get praxies. No, it was it was like a mammoth wildebeest looking thing.
Oh,
It was crazy
Okay.
looking though. Like I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty crazy looking, but it was pretty cool though. At like the same time because like I said, I don't really
Hmm.
care in like a house game setting. I don't care. Proxy whatever the fuck you want. I love it. It makes it more interesting. I don't
What
like
I
house games to be boring.
what I like is the group that I play with because we do a lot of things and the majority of the time everybody's deck changes.
Right.
Like everybody that I play with, they know what I run, they know what I can do with it, and
Hmm.
they've gotten like I've beaten their ass a couple of times because they were not expecting the things that I could do. And so this
Nice.
yeah, this past time I told them like, "Hey, I upgraded my deck. Just be prepared." And the entire time they were just beating me down. They were targeting me.
That's how
Like
it goes. You shouldn't have ever opened your mouth. You
I
should
know,
have told him
I know,
shit.
I
Why'd you tell
know.
them?
I
Pedro,
felt,
you're being way too friendly in Magic. There is no friends in Magic.
dude,
The second you get into the Shadow Realm, there is no more friends.
I
What are you
need
doing?
I need to
What are
show
you doing?
you.
Like,
I need to show you my second commander deck. I'll have to put it on the website so that way I can send it over to you. But I have Snow Bunny. I have Miss Bumbleflower.
oh no.
But
Oh
but
no. But
it's
there's always a but.
it's it's not what you think. It's more of less of like, here, I'll give you a present and it's going to
hmm
be a slap to the face
Oh, oh,
kind
okay.
of
So it's
thing.
like my 16th birthday. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Um and honestly,
I
I
love
have a
it.
lot of fun with that deck too. It
You
is
know,
it is fun.
Pedal, I want to play you in MTG Arena. I want you and I to play each other.
I don't
And I
have any
wanted,
cards on that.
oh my god, you need to get cards on it. You guys need to get cards on it so we can all play against each other.
So
Because that's what being like a bunch of buddies run tournaments on, just because we all live so far. But
my
I want you to go up against my caustic deck, and I want you to tell me if you understand why I got banned in like 2 minutes out of a
my
tournament.
thing is like I did try to play MTG Arena like online and
hmm
I did not like it. I don't like it.
Did you play? Wait, which MTG arena did you
What
play?
whatever let me see cuz I think I have it downloaded still.
Because it
Yeah,
really does depend.
it's Magic the Gathering Arena.
Hmm. I'm pretty sure it's the same one I have.
Yeah, it's the one that Kets uses.
Oh, does he? Okay, so he'll definitely play with you,
Yeah,
probably.
Kets has it on like he has a lot more cards on there. He has a lot more decks.
I have a lot
He's
of
the
the
reason
decks
why
on
I
here.
got like he's the reason why I got into Magic cuz I actually wanted to, but I have dyslexia and it's been really hard for me to actually comprehend everything that's been going on in the games.
No, it's
But
fair.
I'm
It's
getting
fair.
there. I'm getting there and I did try to play Magic Arena online, but it's like I just didn't like it. I like the feeling of just like holding the cards.
I
You
get
know what I
that.
mean? Like
No, I get that.
it feels a lot better.
But, honestly, I feel like people really don't actually realize that RTSs really are like the building blocks to video games. Honestly,
RTSs,
Hmm.
like they go pretty hard.
D&D, yeah.
D&D, technically, yeah.
Tabletop games, man.
Mm-hmm.
Tabletops,
Like just
technically,
any tabletop.
yeah. I mean,
Like
D&D.
especially if I'm playing Monopoly with a group of people, nothing is more satisfying than flipping the damn table when I lose. All
No,
right.
no, nothing is more satisfying than stabbing your friend inside the back directly to his face, smiling the whole time.
Hee
Let's be real. Nothing's more satisfying than when your friend lands on fucking park on Park Place and you have Boardwalk and Park Place with like 9 hotels on that bitch
Oh,
on
that's
both of
always
them,
fun.
and you're just like, pay up, bitch.
Gotta give me that rent.
You gotta pay me. Nah, you gotta pay me the mortgage. Come on now. I got hotels on this shit. There's no rent. Come on now. There's nothing, or God forbid they land on like the railroads and you own all four. It's even worse then.
And you know what's sad? You can't
Oof.
flip the damn table when you're playing the game on Xbox, can you?
No, because then you break an Xbox. I
Yeah.
learned that.
Yeah, we can't be doing that.
No, no, you cannot. That is bad. Apparently, that is frowned upon by general America.
Or when you're playing Sorry, you have to
Or
bump
Parcheesi.
part cheesy. Uh
Parcheesi. Like, oh, be.
how's your take on chess though? How do you feel about that?
It is the definition of RTS.
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry, but there's a reason why some of the smartest people in the world still play chess to this day and only play chess.
I'm actually really good at chess.
I'm
And
pretty decent at it. I'm not gonna say I'm good. I'm pretty decent.
I used to play chess tournaments when I was little and I would make boys cry all the time.
Dude, do you
You would
remember the
probably
park
beat
chess
me.
tournaments, man?
You would probably beat me then.
I don't know if you guys remember that. This is when like parks were safe to go to as a kid. This is like
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
god,
my
you said parks were
goodness.
safe to go to? Jesus
dude, Parkies,
Christ.
bro. Are Parkies even a thing anymore? Remember Parkies?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I bet you the kids nowadays don't even know what the hell Parky is.
I don't
Dude.
think I've ever heard of that, and I'm about the same age as you.
Dude, you never heard of a Parky?
No.
All right.
They're mainly in like retired communities.
Okay, so Parky is a person in the community that works at the park
Let's talk about like a ranger.
Yeah, kind of, but is this for like the playground and stuff? There's
It's
building in
still
the
a
middle.
ranger. The rangers still
Oh,
take care of
okay.
the
Yeah,
playgrounds
Yeah.
and shit.
my grandmother was one of them.
Yeah,
And they
I
would
was
do
gonna
like
say.
events and stuff for the kids during the summertime
Yeah.
with like
Yeah,
bring out the Kool-Aid and then like play chess and checkers and all that stuff for the
yeah.
kids.
I was still the rangers, brother.
Was it still the Rangers? They called
Yeah,
them
it
Yeah,
was.
Barkies though. It was cool.
yeah, but I mean they're still the
Mm,
rangers.
mm.
But hey, I think it has been a very monumentous return to the podcast scene again. I know that I've been away again. Real life shit hits. You gotta take care of your real life shit before you can have fun. But I'm hoping that we're gonna be back next Tuesday, or even sooner than next Tuesday. I'm hoping we'll be back in like 2 more days, 3 more days. 'Cause there's always cool shit happening inside the gaming scene, and I want to be on top of it.
Let's run it, baby. People got to know
Like
about my game that we're developing too. Got to run that shit. Got to get it
e-
going.
exactly. Like I want
Hmm
to be on top of this. Like there's a lot of shit happening inside the gaming world, and I want to make sure that I'm on top of it.
Indeed. We got
Like
you. We got you, audience, man. We got you covered. We're in the trenches, bro. We're scouting out the fucking news, the games, the cat, whatever the hell. We're scouting it out, man. Clans,
right.
communities, games, industry. Let's go.
And the last thing I want to talk about, this is something that I'm just going to leave off because it's going to go more into the next show because I'll have more information about it in the next show. But I have recently been starting to play a lot of Frag Punk recently. I really enjoy the game. Like I haven't actually enjoyed like a first person shooter game in like a long time. But I'm really enjoying this game. It's like Rainbow Six and CS had a baby, and this is what we get. It is phenomenal. Like every bit of the game is amazing.
I need to
I
get
just
back
I
into
love it.
Destiny.
Destiny.
That's what I need to do. I've stopped playing Destiny for a minute.
I don't
Dude,
blame you
you're
though.
playing. You're
It's so
playing.
repetitive.
You're playing Repo, man.
I
Like,
I know it's
Repo's so
hard.
good though. Which, by the way, I might
mm,
be doing a
mm,
repo stream on Monday,
Ooh.
mm.
and I might also be doing one on Friday if I get the right people.
Dude, we're all playing different games right now. That's crazy. Like, Pedal's playing. Like, we have a Minecraft server that's
You,
like.
you know, you
hmm
know, you know. Listen, Linda.
hmm
Things happen.
they do. I'm playing my robot game. You see stuff popping up on my socials accounts
But
on that.
listen, the game,
Hmm
like the world is still there. Like we could go back to it at any given point in time we want.
That's
People are
I've
able
been
true.
to
playing a
join.
lot of Frag Punk recently, and
See,
like these
see, he's
RTS
playing
early
Fragpunk.
access games, which
Pedal's
have been
playing
going really
Repo,
well.
Hmm.
and I'm playing War Robots Frontiers. Things happen. Yeah.
Things happen.
hmm
But you know what? I want to leave off on this note. Let's not mistaken that GTA 6 is still fucking delayed
May
again.
2026 or 2026. Yeah.
What is
Mm,
this,
mm.
guys? Like, Rockstar, figure your shit out. Give us a good game. And I swear, if we're waiting this long for the game and it's a flop, you do realize there's going to be riots in the streets.
What
Like,
if?
real
What if?
shit.
What if? Now hear me out.
I swear to God,
What?
if you say, what if it never comes out, I'm going to be rioting right in my house.
So what if they're saying that they're making it and it never comes out?
Look,
It's
look,
like
listen
what
here,
is that
Pedal. You're about to start a war.
Star Citizen game? Whatever the hell that game they're really officially
Okay?
gets released.
Let's
Yep.
start a war
Mm.
with those words.
I've played Star Citizen. It almost killed my computer though, but it's amazing.
I bet it did. It is a
Yeah.
horribly optimized game.
My
It's really really good though. Like I will
It's
say
so good.
it's amazing, it's beautiful. I love the graphics. However, just the price of the ships is asinine. And I've seen some of those ships, but it makes sense. They need the funds to do the stuff that they need to do, but I'm not
Yeah,
going
but
to
it's
spend $1,500 for a 12 like a 20-person ship
right.
if I don't even have the people to play with.
No, that's
right,
facts. No, that's
right,
facts.
You
dude. My
know,
friend dropped like
I don't
a
blame
fucking
you.
grand on that game, man. I was like, what are you
how
doing, man?
And
however
like you have to.
what I think would be really cool though is like in the ego, if that does come to happen where we have a lot of people in there, we could actually do that. That'd be so cool. Like
That
getting
would be.
like having one person hop on with a $10,000 ship that they could buy apparently
Mhm.
that could fill 100 people and everyone could go and just take over the universe. That would be pretty dope.
There
That
it
would be pretty dope, actually.
is. They would be.
But in due time,
In due time,
in due
indeed.
time.
Because you know what I must say? I must say this. It has been a phenomenal podcast back. I'm so glad to be back home. I'm glad to be back doing the podcast. There's gonna be more than one a week. I'm gonna say that right now. I'm gonna
Let's
aim
do
for
it.
2 a week. That is my new goal. 2 podcasts a week. So
Check it. I'll be here, bro. If you need me, I'll be here, bro.
and honestly, I'm gonna start doing more like blog posts too, because I want to get a general constructive thought process of what people actually like think about some of the topics that I want to talk about. That way, I actually have real time thoughts of like, hey, like this is how this person thinks, or like this is how this person thinks. But like, what do we all think as a collective on this topic? See what I'm saying?
Oh, for
Because
sure.
really, at the end of the day, that's how you're going to change a dynamic of a game. As if you can get everyone's collective like thoughts about the game, break it all down to where it's constructive enough to where the developers have to listen to you. That's how you really like will change a game's pattern if you are trying to, if that makes sense.
No, it makes complete sense.
But that is my goal. I am going to try to use this platform to change game developers' minds because they need to be
Make
changed.
rated
Because
A
this
games
cycle
again.
of bullshit we're in cannot continue to go down for $75 a fucking pop. Let's be real here. Let us be real here.
Did you hear what Nintendo was gonna do with their
Yes,
games?
I did.
Yo,
Fuck that. I will never buy a Nintendo game ever again.
that shit's no. It's like
And they sold out.
$80 or some shit.
It's okay, so it's like this. It's like 75, it's like $60 to $75 for the digital copy. And
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, you actually own this game, but they're gonna be leasing the rights to you to play
Yeah.
this game.
It's basically like leasing a car out.
And
Like,
then
what the fuck?
and then if you wanted to actually purchase the actual game, like the physical game, it's even more money.
Yeah,
They're
it's
charging more
dumb.
money for it.
It's dumb. But you know what? We're going to talk about that on next week's podcast because you're going to be here. Or maybe we'll talk about it in like 2 days. Who knows? It's going to happen, though. Because it's bullshit. I'm tired of Nintendo getting away with their nonsense.
Will you please stop stomping?
I'm trying. I'm just nonsensed out.
Hey, you know.
But that's going to be for next week's show. It's been a great show. Pedal, thank you for being here. Nuker,
Yeah.
it's always good having your ass here.
Let's get it.
Try not to die on me, please.
No, I'm actually doing pretty well, health wise.
Awesome. You know what? You get one of these.
Long applause. Okay, take a bow. Yes. Throw the roses.
We
Hey,
have.
that's a great podcast. Man. I like it. Good shit.